Would you like to be able to add a calendar link for someone to be able to book a call right onto your Kajabi pages? Perhaps you have got a sales page and you are offering for people to be able to have a quick chat and see if your program is right for them. Well, you can do it right with Kajabi pop-ups, or there's even a way to do it with tools like Calendly, where you can add a little bit more of a subtle button. And I am going to show you how you can set both of these options up and give an extra way for people to be able to get in touch and get hold of you and find out more information before booking your program. So, if you want to watch along with this quick tip, please keep watching with the video. My name's Sue. I'm from the Unicorn Advisory. I am your trusted Kajabi expert and guiding you through with these Kajabi quick tips. So let's jump in and see some different ways that we can set this up. So, firstly, we have the option of using an actual button or something that we have on the website. Like, for example, this little one from Calendly, it's adding a little bit of code onto your page. And this is going to have a floating schedule a time with me that is going to stay down in the bottom corner of your page. And this is nice if you want to add a little message and just have something there so that if in any part of the page someone feels like they want to learn more, they can click on it and it's going to open up the calendar booking app and give some information about the call that they can book with you. So to set that up, you will go to Calendly or your own calendar app, whichever one that you are using, and hopefully they'll have a similar option. And then go into your actual the booking of the call type that you want to share. Now, there will be some kind of share or embed link or code or something like that option, depending on the system that you're using. So I'm showing you how to do it in Calendly. If you want to know how to do it in your own calendar booking system, then just have a look at their help desk or ask me in the comments. I may be able to help you with yours. So firstly, you can just share a link. Sharing a link is just making it so you could put a button and you are sharing the link and that will open it up on another page, not on the page that you're on. So what we want to do is actually add it into the website. So this way, where we're adding an actual Calendly button, this is a pop-up widget. So we're adding a widget. We can then continue and you can set that up however you want. So we can come in here. You can potentially hide the event type details if you are putting some information elsewhere on the page. For this situation where you've got just that little button, I recommend to leave them there. I think that will be more helpful. But you might want to do things like change the color of this button and make it your own color so that it blends. C7, so it blends in with the page. So you can do that and make it a little bit your own. So what we're going to do then is copy the code. I'm going to come back to Kajabi and just in a section down the bottom of the page, what we can do is go and actually add in a code block. So this section down the bottom of the page here, or we could add it in, I've added in the Calendly code. So I'm just going to delete it so I can show you what it looks like. So we go add content and then custom code. And this is where you will paste that code. Now it's not going to actually show on the page. It's just adding the code so that then you'll see this schedule time with me button is then popping up, which is really nice. But what happens if we want to change where it said schedule time with me? So we've got this booking page setting. We didn't change the color there. That's why it's still blue. So we'll come and change the color there. And instead of schedule time with me, want to know if this is right for you or whatever it is that you want to put into your message. And every time you change that, it's going to automatically update it. So we're going to come back in here and we're going to take this script here that we did before. We'll delete that and we'll pop this new one in. And as you can see, the button, oh no, it's still blue. Why is it still blue? I might have to save it. Come on, Calendly, help me out here. Why are you not saving? Oh, I'm not sure what's going on there. It should save. Maybe I'm just, oh, there we go. I was just too impatient. So we can see here that we've got this want to know if it's right for you, which is in our color. That is now going to float along the page. And by floating along the page, what I mean is when we've got this here. I'll close this down so you can see. So you'll see as we go down the page, it's just going to sort of hang there in the corner. So it's kind of nice because it's sort of out of the way and it's a little bit more subtle. And then people can, if they want to, choose to click on that button and see what happens when it pops up. So that is one way that you can add a booking link onto any page within Kajabi, which is doing it through a code block. The other way, which I really love, is through a pop-up. Now, doing that button is going to add it there, so people will have to click onto the button. It can be really nice. But what happens if you want to have something pop up if someone goes to leave the page? Say, for example, the pop-ups in Kajabi. Well, we have two options for pop-ups. We have our exit pop-up and the two-step opt-in. And in case you don't know the difference and you don't know how these work and how these behave, the exit pop-up is something that will only appear after a certain amount of time that you can set, or when someone goes to leave the page. So you can set that so that, especially on a longer sales page, I usually set that to be a much longer time, like 3 minutes, like 360 seconds, something like that. If it's a shorter page, you can set it much shorter. But if someone, either gets to 3 minutes or they go to leave, then that's going to trigger that pop-up to come up. You can also choose how often it comes up as well. Whereas the two-step opt-in is going to behave a little bit more like this button, where you can put a button somewhere on your page and you could have that button say, book a call with me, and then the pop-up will come up with the calendar. So whichever option that you want to use, you will add this code to the box in the same way. It just depends if you want them to click on a button for the pop-up to come up, or if you want that exit pop-up to come up automatically. So personal choice. I actually don't mind the exit pop-up to come up automatically. The other thing you can do with that is add a video. So I can go through that in another lesson, but it's pretty straightforward. So something so that people will see that when they are on your page. But let's go and see how to put that code into our exit pop-up. So firstly, we need to go edit exit pop-up. And if you are ever in Kajabi and it's driving you crazy because this is coming up, just remember to come in and uncheck that to make it go away. I do know that can be a little bit frustrating. So the trick with the with adding the calendar is when you go to add content, there's no code block. So you might be like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to add it. Well, it's reasonably simple. You come in, you add a text block. So I have already added a text block. So I'll show you how I do this. So I've put some actual text in there, a headline, and then you come into the source code. And this is where you can add the code from Calendly. So we're going to come back here to share this. And this is the add to website. And we want to choose the inline embed option. So click on inline embed and continue. Now, one thing with this is a Calendly specific thing, but you might want to check this with your own calendar app and see how you can change how this displays. Calendly have the option to hide the event type details. Now, at the moment, I've got this set so that I have got that hidden. So if you have that hidden, then you'll just need to make sure you put some information above the calendar in this text area so that there's some text to give some context to what the calendar is for. Because if you hide that information, it's going to take away the information that you'd normally have. So just make sure you replace it there. The reason I've done this is because that can take up quite a lot of space. So hiding just sort of makes it a bit more streamlined. So I think that's especially helpful to hide. I'll show you what it looks like now when you don't hide it so that you know the difference. But again, we can come here and change the color to your own, your own color. What's going on? Okay, cool. We've got our own color. So the booking page setting. Now, on Calendly specifically, this hide cookie banner, you can have the option to hide it so that Calendly's cookie banner doesn't come up, but they do recommend if you are doing that to make sure that you are adding Calendly to your own cookie banner information so that you're covering it off there. So that is optional. So you can learn a little bit more about it, but yeah, you'll have to add Calendly to your website's privacy policy for any information about cookies, etc. Okay, so we're not going to hide this one this time, and we're going to copy the code and we're going to come back in here. So I've already got this code copied in before, so I'll get rid of it. So let's pretend you've typed in here and you've got that set up how you want. Then you can paste the code. Now, if you just paste the code into the text box and don't go into source code first, you're literally just going to have this code displaying in the text box. So you do need to make sure that you just come into source code. And doing that, now you'll see that I haven't got that. We've got all this other information from Calendly up above, which might or might not be helpful. Someone could go and click on that and show more. But when you hide that from Calendly, it gets rid of all that. So it's sort of making it a bit cleaner in terms of the text. So if you do that, I'll just go and hide so we can see. You'll just need to re-copy that code. And so I'm going to come back in here. So if I copied that in here, basically this is literally what it's going to look like on the page. So if you're going, oh, what does it look like this? It could be that you've just copied it straight into the text box rather than copying it into this source code area. So I'll just get rid of that and we'll put this back in. So now you can see the difference. It's just going to go straight into the calendar. So I would probably just put a little bit more context, like maybe another line or two in here, but then someone will be able to go through and you might notice that now I changed the color. All these options are coming up in at that color that I set. So that is it. It's a pretty simple, easy way that you can add this to your pop-up. If you're using this as an exit pop-up, it will pop up automatically. And if you're using it as a two-step opt-in, then it will mean any button on the page, you can have a trigger so that will open the two-step opt-in. But how you actually build that opt-in is totally up to you. So 3 ways that you can add a Kajabi, add an external calendar to a pop-up on your page, which can be really helpful for pages where you want people to be able to contact you and make an appointment so that they can have a chat and make sure that what you're offering is right for them. I hope you enjoyed this quick tip. If you are brand new to Kajabi, we are running the Kajabi Tiki Tour next week for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which is absolutely perfect if you are new, because I will take you through the most important things that you need to set up. Sometimes with Kajabi, it can be a little bit overwhelming and you can get lost in the weeds feeling like you've got to do everything. Well, I'm going to take you through the most important stops so that you can get something up for sale next week. So please, if you would like to join me for that, theunicornadvisory.com/KTT. It's just $97, or it is free if you sign up for a Kajabi trial through us. So if you have signed up for a Kajabi trial through us in the past, it will also be complimentary. And if you are not yet a Kajabi user, well, hey, now is the perfect time. Go to theunicornadvisory.com/Kajabi and you can choose your free trial option this month. You can get 60 days free exclusively for friends of the Unicorn Advisory, or you can get 20% off your monthly payments for the first year. That's available till the 11th of October. But regardless of when you're watching this video, you will be able to get an awesome deal at theunicornadvisory.com/Kajabi. I hope you have a beautiful day. If you've got comments or questions about this tutorial, or you have suggestions for other tutorials that you would like me to do, please do just let me know. And as well, I would really appreciate it if you like this video, if this was helpful and you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day. Sue from the Unicorn Advisory. I'll see you next time.